loves it more than anything. This became one of my famous recipes. I want to share this recipe with you so you guys can enjoy it too. In this chicken biryani, I'm going to use the garam masala that I made. The garam masala video is already there, so you can check it for making this garam masala. So let's see how to make chicken biryani recipe. Take a wide pan. Once it is hot, we are going to add oil. For a good biryani, you need some extra oil. So here I am taking 1/4 cup of ghee and 1/4 cup of oil. Biryani tastes really good with ghee, but if you don't prefer ghee, you can use oil alone. This biryani today I am making serves 5 people. Here I am going to use some fried almonds in the biryani. This is the slithered almonds. I am going to saute it in the ghee for like few minutes until it changes color. Then I am going to remove it. Then I will add this later at the end of the cooking process to the biryani. They are starting to change color. Now I am going to remove all the almonds and keep it in a bowl. After you remove the almonds, now I am going to add the garam masala, add half of a bay leaf, half of a cinnamon stick and 1 star anise and few cardamoms, some cloves, and if you have, this is optional, daggerful flower, which is kadalpasi, and saute them until it releases the aroma. Once they are a little bit sauteed, add 1 big size onion cut into slices and 5 green chilies slit open. Saute them very well until they are little brown in color. Add a teaspoon of salt so the onions get cooked faster. Once the onions are halfway done, add a teaspoon of ginger paste and a teaspoon of garlic paste. Saute them very well till the raw smell of the ginger and garlic goes away. Once onion, ginger and garlic are sauteed well enough, I am going to add 3 tomatoes cut into small dices. Saute them very well till the tomatoes are halfway done. Once the tomatoes are a little bit done, add a tablespoon of mint powder. If you don't have mint powder, you can add a bunch of mint leaves and a bunch of coriander leaves. Saute them very well. Now the tomatoes are very well done. So I am going to add the garam masala powder. You can see the garam masala video that I made earlier. I am adding 4 tablespoons of garam masala powder. If you want your biryani to be very hot, you can add extra more tablespoon. If you want it to be very mild, you can reduce the amount of tablespoon of garam masala you are adding. Here I am adding 2 teaspoons of coriander powder and a teaspoon and a half of chili powder. This is totally optional, because the garam masala powder already has chili powder in it. So I like very hot biryani, so I am adding extra chili powder. If your masala is getting a little bit dry, you can add some water and saute it till the masalas are very well cooked. Now the masalas are cooked well enough, so I am going to add chicken. Here I have 2 pounds of chicken thigh with bones cut into pieces. It is advisable to use big size pieces in biryani because we are going to make this biryani by dum process, so the pieces may fall apart and you may not have enough big pieces to bite. So use big pieces. Saute the chicken in oil and masala and let it cook for a few minutes. Then you can add water. Don't immediately add water. Here I marinated the chicken pieces with the meat tenderizer for like 30 minutes. In this way, the meat is going to be very tender and it will absorb all the masala. If you don't have meat tenderizer, you can use raw papaya paste or raw pineapple paste. When you use the meat tenderizer, the pieces are going to be very tender and juicy. It's been after 15 minutes. Can you see how the chicken has absorbed all the masala and it is little bit cooked? Now it is the time to add water. For 2 pounds of chicken, now I am going to add 2 cups of water and let the chicken cook completely in this water. Then we will add extra water while adding the rice. Mix them very well and cover it with the lid and wait till the chicken is completely cooked. Here, as I use the meat tenderizer, the chicken is going to cook faster within 15 to 20 minutes. It's been after 15 to 20 minutes, now the chicken is completely cooked, so it is the time to add the rice. You can add salt now by doing a taste check. But be careful if you are using meat tenderizer, because the meat tenderizer already has some salt. So definitely do a taste check before adding salt. Now I am going to add the rice. Here I am going to add 2 cups of rice. This is the basmati rice. I soaked this rice in water for like 30 minutes. If you feel there is not enough water, you can add extra 1/4 cups of water. To this, add a teaspoon of lemon juice. This lemon juice helps in blending the flavor together, so you get a uniform taste in biryani. But don't add more than a teaspoon. Mix the rice very well and then cover it with a lid until the rice is cooked. How do you know if the rice is cooked? After 15 minutes, if you open the lid, you can see no water floating and there will be some holes on the top of the rice. Then the rice is done. Then add the almonds that we fried earlier and mix it well. It's been after 15 minutes. The biryani is done. The next process is we are going to put dum on it. How do we put dum? There are various ways. If you are using electric stove like this, what you can do is put your flame as low as possible and cover the biryani with a tight lid and let it sit on the burner for like 1 to 2 hours. This is one way of putting dum, but you can also cover the edge of the lid with some chapati dough to seal the steam inside the pan. But this is optional. Without that itself, you can get a good dum. If you don't have an electric stove and you are using a gas stove, take a tawa like this and put it on the gas and put the flame as low as possible and put the pan which has biryani on the top of the tawa and let it sit for like 2 hours. In this way also you can get a good dum. Even though I never seal the edge of the lid with chapati dough, always I get a good dum. So it is totally optional. If you feel like using chapati dough at the edge of the lid, you can use it too. If you are using oven, what you can do is put your oven at baking at the lowest temperature that goes in your oven and then put the whole pan inside the oven for 2 hours. It is the best dum you can get. Today I am using oven. Here I put the oven temperature to as low as possible. Then I am going to put the whole pan of biryani inside the oven and I am going to let it sit for like 2 hours. Then I am going to serve it. It's been 2 hours. I took the pan out of the oven. In this way, the chicken pieces are going to be very soft and tender and the biryani will be very tastier and full of flavor. So hot biryani is ready. You can have tomato jam and raita as a condiment which goes really well with this. I hope you enjoyed this chicken biryani recipe. Until we meet up in the next recipe, tada, bye bye.